oh. Righty then. What's going on, guys? How are you today? Santa Claus is in the house, right? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Too bad you guys can't appreciate my outfit on TikTok, but that's totally okay. So, what are we doing today? We're going to be talking about some artist blind spots, right? Artist blind spots. You know, if you're like when you're sitting in your car, right, and you're like driving, right. This is the back of your head, right. These are your little ears, right. And this is your, and you're driving. You're sitting in your truck, right. And then out here, right, there's this little mirror, right. And this is your hand kind of hanging out the door a little bit, dude, right. This is the door down here. And you got your blind spot mirror here, and then you got your rear view mirror here. Well, over here, right, sometimes you can't see some things when you're drawing, right? So what I'm going to do today is we're going to talk about those things that you can't see, right? That you got to know how to see when you're drawing, right? So hopefully you guys are ready to take off today. I am ready. Okay. So how to see blind spots? Well, the first thing, there are a couple of things that are important to this. Number one is this thing I like to refer to as peripheral vision, right? Right. When I draw, I'm always using my peripheral vision a lot in my drawings, so I try not to stare directly at a feature. I try to keep my eyes in a spot where everything is overall. So if I'm looking at right here or right here or right here, I don't start changing my view. I stay right here throughout the whole picture, and then I allow things to on the outside to allow me to make changes, if that makes sense. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, we're going to start with our. I'm going to start here with my dead space. Okay, so for the dead space here, she has very long dead space, like long, thick, noodly shapes like this. Right, if you really look at it, it's like boom, boom, and it's like a thick, noodly shape going like this. Can you see them? But then you can see the eyes, the eyebrows kind of on top of it like this, and then the eyes on the bottom, kind of like this. Boom, right, boom, right, and then you can see the eyes go in something like that. Okay, and then you have your eyelashes. See, so this dead space right here is definitely something in a blind spot, because a lot of the times people try to draw with the eye shape first and not considering the dead space, and so the picture comes out a little bit off. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so we want to try to avoid that at all costs. We're going to go ahead and go to our nose shape here. So for the nose, what I'll do is I'll just kind of look for what the overall shape of the nose is. Most of the time I find that your nose is going to be some version of a triangle. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, let me see. So what I do is I take a little, I picture there's a little dot almost in between the nose, and then I look for what kind of shape. So this one right here I'm looking at, I think it's a pretty rounded shape, so I might go something like this. You see? And then I can put my nose shape here. Okay? Then I'll go with my mouth shape here. You see? Like that. And then you come back with your chin shape. And this is just my warm-up drawing, guys. So we're trying to warm up here together. All right, let me see here. So now we're going to go around this shape here, down, out, in, and down to the jawline, right? And then we'll come over here and we'll go out and around to the side of the eye shape. So let's go backwards here from our forehead shape, right? And then we have a round shape here. So remember, when things are round, that means your shapes need to arc. So if anytime something makes you feel like you want to do a round shape, Again, be sure that you arc the shape so it's easier. Okay? A Grinch has stole my. I don't know what the Grinch did to the Grinch. Dang it, the Grinch. I told him to stop stealing folks' cookies, man. All right, so look, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do a round shape here. Okay, see how it arcs? Then here you can see that these are rounded shapes. So I don't want to draw, I want to draw real light and kind of round as they go around to the side of the head before they lead into this ear shape here. Okay, now you see here that shape is generally where that little dead, you see how these little hairs are right here? That's her little baby hairs, right? And then on top of that, we'll have another shape, right? That's round, right? And then another shape that's round, but it goes right to, it's like they're in the side of this, it's in the inside of the face, so the shape needs to stop about right here, right where this point is, before it goes to the side of the head and then goes down. All right. I should have drew this drawing a lot smaller, but it doesn't matter at this point. This is just a warm up, so, and then we'll do something like this. Okay. Then we'll add our hair shape here. So again, I want to look at everything as an overall shape, and how well you can do overall shapes is going to determine how good you can actually become at this. You know, you just have to trust your instinct. Look at this. I'm not like drawing this thinking about like if anybody's going to like my drawing. I just draw what the shapes that I think I see. And you have to at some point rely on that. You have to believe in yourself. There's no point in doing this if you don't want to do that. What's going on, Gordon? How are you today? Okay, let's go ahead and just turn this down some. All right, and then we'll do this shape over here. Okay, so you gotta learn, trust your instinct about what shape it is you're seeing. Okay, and that's what we're gonna be doing a lot during the drawings today. We're going to be studying like overall shapes and understanding that sometimes your shape might come out not as symmetrical as you want and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So it's really, uh, again, just about you believing in what your ability is and then going along with it. Okay? So I'm going to do like this here, just give it an outside shape here. Okay? And then there we go, guys. So we got a pretty good drawing here, right? All right. And then sometimes your calculations are going to be wrong, and it's just the nature of the beast. You know what I mean? Okay. So that was our first warm up right there. Let's just continue to warm up here before we get off into it. Let's find another picture here that we can use for warm ups here. Let me see. Maybe this picture right here. This one here seems pretty cool. Let's see if it'll pull up the big picture for me. I'm not sure it will or not. No, I don't want to have to download no pictures. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Man. Well, I hope that you find more comfort at the job that you are at now, Gordon. I know how that feels, man. Sometimes you know, you're looking. Let me see here. All right, so we're gonna do this face right here. All right, so let's go with it, guys. Are you ready? I think I'm ready now. So, uh, oh wow, yeah, I get it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, now let's go with this shape here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do like this shape above the eye that looks kind of like this. Okay, and what I do with my eyes is I always draw these little. It's like these little. I think of them as hills or footstools or anything like that. And this is definitely a blind spot for most artists. They can't see it. So what I try to do is make the blind spot into something that you could actually relate to. Okay, so here we got this shape, then we got this shape here. So we're just doing We're just basically putting his eyes in this little uh, tunnel right here is basically where you put your eyes at. You see, like this. You see how it makes it feel more like the eye when you draw the dead space first, and then you come back, right, and you wrap an eyebrow kind of around that dead space, right, and then you go to your nose, right, big round shape. Now let's look at this shape here. What is this overall shape? This shape right here is a half of a hexagon. So we're going to go out, down. We're going to just draw a hexagon shape so I can show you how to capture your basic shapes. You get what I'm saying? You want to understand what the basic shape is before you start drawing. Okay? Remember, basic shapes first. Now when we get to the mouth, what's going to happen here? Well, we're looking at it and we can see these two little indentions here, which gives me indication that the mouth is pulling around in an upside down manner like a C. So if I go here, the top of my C might be underneath his mustache, right? Because I'm exaggerating and then it comes down. So you can see all of my shapes are going upwards, right? In an upward flow like this. So you got to understand that, and it almost seems contrary to what you're looking at, but a lot of the times when you draw a caricature, you're going to find yourself having to draw something that almost doesn't make sense to you analytically, but spiritually that line makes sense, and you have to take the spiritual answer over the literal answer, because the spiritual answer will keep your cartoons from looking like real portraits. You get what I mean? Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna go here to our chin shape. So once we get here, what are we looking at? We look like it looks like a teacup to me, right? If you look like this, it looks like a teacup. So the teacup, right? Now, which way is that teacup going? It's going inside, actually outside of this shape. So we're gonna wrap it. If you picture a teacup look like this, don't it? Right? So what I'm doing is I'm drawing this part of the teacup here, like this. Watch. You see? See the teacup here? Teacup here. If I wanted to put that without this little piece on there, just leave that off. Okay? All right, now let's back out some. Let's look at, what else can we look at here? We can look at the overall shape of the head, right? Or we can look at the jawline itself. So we can go from here down. And you know what this looks like? It looks like a bigger teacup. So it looks like a teacup inside of a huge teacup, right? So what I'm doing now is I'm going here to the side of the eye, because the bottom of these two little shapes sit on that teacup. You see? So here's my other teacup, right, connecting to the bottom of this teacup. You see how I'm able to get that look for that face just by doing it like that? And yes, right? Now, once we have the teacup, now what we do is we got a teacup here, right? Well, let's put our hands at the bottom of the eye right here. And then what you see here is a shape that arcs around like this, okay? And it has a little bit of flatness here and a little bit of flatness here. But overall, the shape is just round like an oval. So it seems to be taller than this shape, right? Okay, so what I would do is I would actually make this part a little bit shorter and keep the girth of my face down here. So what I'll do here is I'm going to go up, over, a little flat side, over, a little flat side, over, a little flat side, down. Okay, and then I always try to land like, somewhere in between or somewhere on that line right there. So here you can see we got little hairs growing out of the head. Again, this is just caricature drawing 101, right? 101. And don't forget, guys, man, tips are appreciated. If you guys feel like you benefited from the stream today, tips are awesome. And then I'm going to give you guys some information here in a little bit about how you can take a class with me. Now let's go over here and we're going to look at this hair over here. So when we look at the hair again, we want to train our eyes to see the blind spots, okay? So what does that mean? If I put my hand here, I can see a flat side representing the head. So it's saying to me that my hair is not on the flat side here, it's on this side of the head here. So I'm not going to draw my hair up here. I'm going to draw my hair on this flat side because remember it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides to this shape up top. You get what I mean? So my flats, so this shape right here is flat, so I need to be over here on the flat side, and I also need to draw a triangle. 1, 2, a basic triangle. 1, 2, right? Okay, basic triangle. 1, 2, okay? All right, so let me show you how you do that. Okay, check it out. So here we go. We're not going to do any fancy lines. In other words, we're not going to be doing all this stuff to do the hair because that's just too complicated for this. I need you to understand before you can get fancy, okay? All right, so look, here we go. Look at the triangle, and we'll make it into a little house maybe. 1, triangle, see the triangle, and then it comes down. But you can see it looks like a house is literally sitting on the side of his head. And then outside of that house, you can see over here, if we keep going down, right, what can we see coming out of that house right there? Maybe that looks like you know, it looks like some kind of, I don't know, maybe like a, what is that? A porch or something? I don't know. It looks like a weird, cool porch. So it kind of comes down, right? And then it just bubbles like this. Okay? You see what I'm saying? That's how you work it. Okay? And then what you do to one side, you just do it to the other. So we'll come back to side 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, then you do the same shape. 1, 2. You see? Now we have our wrinkles in our forehead up here, right? And as you can see, the wrinkles make a predictable shape, okay? The wrinkles around the eyes are going to kind of mirror the shape that you drew underneath it. So remember these two shapes we started with, right? These two shapes here. I'm just going to go ahead and grab let me see here. Do I have a, okay, here. I got one here. Okay, so this shape right here that we started out with, the two bridges. Okay, well that shape, the top of it makes a shape, right? So all I'm doing is I'm redoing that shape. Look, you see, and then in the inside, because there's nothing here, what happens is your line tends to fall flat in between it. You know what I'm saying? So now I can do another line and another one and another one, and you see how it creates the wrinkles in the forehead real easily. Okay, it's pretty easy. Now let's go to the bottom of the eye, right? You'll see these wrinkles down here. Okay, so what are those wrinkles a sign of? Okay, well really what they are just the underside of a round eyeball. So underneath this is really, I picture it like a hole. There's a round shape behind there. So what I might do is I might just draw a little shadow shape here and here. And then I might do one here and here because I want to keep it as cartoon as possible. Okay, so I don't want a whole bunch of heavy lines. I'd rather use shapes than to use a line. Okay, now let's back out here and see what we got. Now we got all of this seeming like it's kind of squeezing into something. So if we pictured, just imagine if we pictured a little hole like this. Okay, there's a hole in the ground and we're trying to stuff his head into this little jar or whatever. We'll just call this a jar down here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go like this and I'm going to try to stuff his head in this jar shape, right? All of it is kind of sticking, it's trying to go down in here. You see? When you try to stick it, all of it goes down, so it'll cause you to get the wrinkle neck, right? And that's how you do a wrinkle neck, okay? And then we'll just overlap the top of our cup shape. And I think that this is pretty much how we would do it. Let's go ahead and just color in the eyebrows a bit. So I'll start with maybe an up and down shape for about a third of the way. And then I'll go left to right for about a third of the way. And then I'll go diagonally on the back end. And then it gives your eyebrows a little bit more life and a little bit more depth than if you just color them all the way straight around. Okay? All right. So pretty much this is drawing numero uno. Okay? How do we see the blind spots in our drawing is we have to train ourselves to see the face shapes. These two shapes here, these eye shapes, I always begin my caricatures from there, and then I kind of expand outwards from that shape, right? So that might be a good place to start from. All right, so and then we'll just do the bottom of the shape here. Boom, boom, close it in. Maybe put some highlights in there, and we're looking great. Okay, put some wrinkles in here too. And then it goes into the side of the mustache and then comes down here. So it's going to be weird. Okay, that's funny. All right. So I don't know if we have any questions about that. Doesn't look like we have a lot of commentary about this. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the next drawing. Feel free to ask questions and stuff if you guys want to learn a little bit more about something specific you're having trouble with. The next, let me give you guys a little bit of information. If you'd like to take a class with me, I do classes on at our website. It's called rouserworld.com. So just go there, go to our classes link, and then you can just pick off of the calendar what date you'd like to schedule a class, and we'll do those live on Zoom with you. So if you want to bring in the new year and be a caricature artist by next year, take a class with me this month. I can get you there in a couple of weeks, right? Even if you don't know what you're doing at all, I feel like I can do something with you, right? All right, now this is if you do want to support our channel. We are a fan-funded channel, so your tips and your support all mean a lot to us. We could not keep creating the content and doing the things that we're doing unless we get help from fans. So thank you so much for joining our Patreon. I believe our least expensive tier is only like $5 a month. It's like a cost of a cup of coffee, and you get the behind the scenes videos. You get some exclusive content. We want to do those things just to give back to you for saying thank you for sewing in to our art ministry. So thank you guys if you decide to help us. And then tips, of course, are appreciated. If you want to tip, you guys can tip at Cash App, $Rouser World, and obviously that makes the Rouser happy. Thank you very much in advance. Let's get back into it, guys. All right, so let's go to our next drawing, and we're going to kind of go all over the map here. What about this guy? This guy seems pretty cool, right? And I want to use some faces that have character to them because if those seem to be easier to draw for me. You know what I mean? Man, you know, they have a website. I can't remember it, but it's an AI site, and you can type in what you want, and then it'll actually make that kind of picture, that person for you. So I've been studying about how we're going to use that for our live streams. Okay, so what am I going to do again for this particular drawing? I'm going to look for my dead space, okay? So if you look at this dead space here, we can pretty much see the same ideas happening here. So I really don't need to stray away from what I was doing before. All I'm doing is creating those two caverns, right at whatever side I want. And then I look at the angle of the eyebrow, the eye itself, and then I create that angle inside of that shape. In other words, this is the door into the shape. So if you had a bunch of these right here, in other words, each one might have a different shaped door. Does that make sense? So once you get that door right, then you can just come back, right? You see? And now look at my eyebrow shapes. You see? And so it gets all the all of the little stuff you wouldn't see because you're giving context to the eyes. You're going with that dead space first. Dead space first, guys. Okay. All right. Let me see. Then from there, we'll go to our nose shape. So as I'm looking at the nose shape here, what I like to do is just, again, go with what it feels like to me. This nose feels very round to me. It feels like almost like it's like like this cone, a short cone, right, in between these two shapes here. So this right here is these two little lines right here automatically, right, make up these right here. See, because this is the middle of the head shape. See here and here, and see how these remember how these just kind of mirror everything. So look, this part's already drawn. So what we really just need to do here is create something big that can fit in for his nose. So and it all depends on whether I want to go very round or if I want to put a little bit more stability in the nose shape by adding sides but making them softer. So let me see how I can do that. Now what I'll do is I'll go with option A. So I'm going to go with top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now once I do that, what I'll do is I'll add my nose lines in the shape. You get what I'm saying? So this keeps our shape more symmetrical, right? And it's easier for us to draw the nostrils in. So I like to, again, with the nose, major shape first. Okay? Major shape first. Hey, what's going on, Ana Pinto? I seen that here. I didn't say ho, 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 right? All right. So this is a cardinal sin. If you don't do it this way, you're going to have a hard time because you're going to start trying to draw the nose. Then you're going to try to add stuff around the nose first and then do it like this. But when you're a cartoon, you're doing it for speed. Just major shape, nose. You get what I'm saying? And you got a nose. That's how you want to do it. Now, where did I learn this from? Charlie Brown. I love to watch it. I watch it every night because I have kids, so I'm always watching cartoons. And this is how I start breaking down things when I start drawing them, right? So again, now let's go to our next shape. What shape did we have last time for mustache, right? So remember, the mustache and your beard shape are two different shapes, or it can be one whole shape. So once I get to that nose, now I'm focused in here and I'm looking at what's the overall shape of this idea here, okay? So there are several shapes that can fit in here depending on what you want to do. You can go with more of a house, like where you have shapes that are like kind of like these, right? Which is, or this is one that I think will really work for this one. But then you could also go with something that looks more like a teardrop, like this, because it's a little bit more funny. You get what I'm saying? So look at this shape and look at that shape. These are the two shapes that we're looking at, right? A teardrop inside of a teardrop. So what I'll do, just to show you either one of them will work, I'll pretend the top of the teardrop is right beneath the nose. So what I want to do here is I want to go here, I want to go down, over, and back in, right? And then I'm going to create the same shape again, in, over, and back in, right? So here we can see the bottom of the mustache here, obviously, but then you have your mouth shape here, and then you have a shape that does like this underneath his chin. So you see how much easier it is for me to draw this as a cartoon than to try to sit here and do something that looks more like, if I took this paper here to demonstrate for you, something where I do, let's say I drew the nose, okay, and then I started doing this. This is what you can do later, but it doesn't matter. You're just doing the same concept, but you understanding this first, right, before you go to the other shape, right? You see? This takes a little bit more time. So when you're a beginner, you're not going to do this. This is good for somebody that knows, that's been drawing for a while. But this is just as effective because all you have to do here is just, It's easier to color. It's easier to manipulate. Take the path of least resistance. We're just drawing a cartoon, remember, not a real life picture. Okay? All right. Now, I know I drew a lot where I need to go in this picture, but that's just what happens when you're instructing, right? So let's keep going with this, okay? Where am I here? All right. Let me see. So let's back out here just a bit. Now, what I want to do is I want to look at the overall shape of the head, okay? Now, generally, with caricature, the thing about it is that you want to create some type of imbalance in the head. So you could do this by adding bigger jaw features. Like, for instance, you can see that if this is where the bottom of his face stops, right? What I would want to do here, let's add these little claws on the side. So see here how these little claws look like little things on the side of the eye, but it's not so prevalent. Okay. So let's do the bottom half of the face here. So what I'm seeing here are these two saggy little, this sag situation going on this way, right? It's kind of like a sagging here, almost like a. So what I'm doing here is I'm going. What shape can I think of here? I can call that for you. Let me see. It really is just a triangle, really doing like this. So you might have your shape here, and then the base of the, and then this is the front of the triangle here. This is the front of the triangle here, and then this is the back of the triangle here. As it comes around, it wraps into the face. All right, see the side of the triangle here, and it comes around and wraps into the face. So when I say triangle, I mean there's a shape in here that looks like this to me. It's like a right triangle. Okay, so that's what I'm thinking about as I draw those two saggy shapes, right? And then pretty much it just goes up and then it goes to the side of the eye where it's going to create a space. So I'm going to go up here, okay? And then I'm going to go into the side of the eye. I'm going to go up, then I'm going to go out, and then I'm going to go up, and then I'm going to create I'm going to feed into these lines here into the face. Now you see how we couldn't really see this in the drawing, but how much more of a difference it makes when you put these little lines in real life that you can't see. They're in a blind spot. So this is me drawing from knowing, right, versus seeing. Okay? Knowing versus seeing. Okay? You have to know that this is how things go, because here all of these little changes in the direction of lines are so subtle in real pictures. That's what separates the cartoon from the real life. Does that make sense? The subtle changes that happen here versus the extreme changes that happen here. So we have to understand where those subtle changes are so that we can make them more extreme here in the picture. So once we get there, now watch how the top of the head is just a round circle at that point. So you can see the head just kind of fits together like a puzzle at that point when you understand this, right? Then we're coming around, and then we're doing this, and we're coming back into the head shape. You see? See how I got the top of the hat there? And then here you can see this piece right here just clips right into the head. Okay? Again, we're just using taking the subtle shapes and making them more noticeable. And I think if I had to describe that to you, that's what I would say. Subtle shapes, making them more noticeable. Like if you notice how this bulges out right here around the side, well, we want to bulge it even more because we're drawing a cartoon. You see how our bulge just line out? I'm trying to avoid my little demonstrations over here, but it's all about seeing the subtlety of the changes. Okay? Let's go ahead and just color these in real quick. Okay. And this is like the hair on the side of the head, right? And then you got some like little curls or something right here. You see what I'm saying? So remember these are triangles here. So I'm just going to go ahead and put triangle here. And then what's that? What else did we have? We had what do we call this? We'll call these doorways, right? And different doorways have shaped differently, so we'll call them doorways, right? And a doorway is just a shape, right? Remember, like over here, with a cutout in that shape. So if you'll see here, I drew some doorways down here. So practice your doorways, and then that's going to be easier for you to draw your eyes with. Okay. So anywho, that's drawing numero dos, right? Numero dos, right? And we got it. Okay. Real quick little drawing, real easy, right? So now if you see somebody with these kind of eyes, you already know without seeing because I just showed you. So when you see these, you're not thinking about how they're constructed. You're just going to go right to it. You're going to be like, something like this. Watch. I can just do something like this. Watch. Then I can do something. This is the doorway. This is the doorway, right? This is how they're formed. And then here goes the bottom. And then here goes the eyes. You see how I can transform from something so basic into something so rhythmic and different? Because your creativity comes from you understanding construction. And in order to understand construction, you have to learn to see blind spots. Okay, here goes your eye shapes here. The eyebrow shapes going over the top. So I already know that my nose has to go here, right? And I already know this has to do this. So with so many things I could do. I could shorten the side of the face. I can make the teardrops. Remember we said there's a little circle, a little triangle here. Watch how I just shortened the face up. So I went in, up, over, right? And I come back around. Now watch, I can make this little, and I can shorten this guy all the way up to make him into something completely different because again, I understand how to do, how to construct based off of the blind spots. So here goes my hat, watch. See? You see? This part right here. Maybe we want to put his hair sticking out like this, and maybe we want to do something like this with his neck. But we shortened everything out. This is just this is a funnier version of him, right? And all I'm doing is copying the shapes that my eyebrows make above them, right? Here goes here goes the back of the shape here that I need the back of my triangle. So you can see this is just a whole different vibe, right? See? But it still looks like him. You get what I'm saying? There's so many different ways to be able to draw the picture, but you have to pay attention to your blind spots. And blind spots are subtle changes exaggerated. Okay? Subtle changes. Usually they're going to be barely visible in an actual picture. When you're live, you still can use this. It doesn't matter because this is how you be able to draw without using pencils and erasers and erasing all the time because you're understanding construction no matter you see the eye and then the eye gets classified. So let me show you what I mean by that. So let's say, remember we got this eye again. Let's go back and revisit it. Okay. So let's say I want to do something where his nose is the biggest thing on the paper. Okay. So what if I do this? Because I know how everything's constructed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the shape. Remember we had the two nostrils here? This is his nose. Right now, look, what I'm going to do is I know in between that shape, right, it's a corridor. So it's going to be very short like this, a little short one. And what is it doing? It's literally connecting to this. This is the dead space. Okay. Now watch what I do with my eyes. Okay. Now my eyes are like my nose. His nose is so big that it's like really, literally behind his eyes. Okay. See, watch. Okay. And then you got what I could do here is once I get here, I can do this shape here. Okay. And then this shape here. And his mouth is underneath here because his nose is so big. This is the beard shape. You get what I'm saying? And then this becomes that little space. Remember the little triangle we had here? And then remember we go from the triangle, right? Okay, and we go all the way to the bottom of the face. It's like a saggy triangle. I should have sagged it a little bit more here. I can actually just shadow that in. Okay, and then from that shadow we'll go up, right? We'll go in, around. You see? And then we'll add our shapes here. Okay, and then we'll add our little roundness here. And then we can add a small hat if we want. We could do something like, you see what I'm saying? So now we got a different shape. Okay, so it's it's all about like kind of what you want to do, right? Hey, what's going on, DJ Enigmatic? How are you today? Welcome to the stream. All right, guys on TikTok, what's going on, man? Help me out with my goal. If you guys are, uh, you know, enjoying the stream today, I certainly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Y'all can see my goal. I don't know if it's pinned up there at the top, but yeah, I've been trying to hit this goal, man. So thank you guys for helping me out, man. I appreciate it. Okay, and then here, and then here. Okay. All right, so now let's go to our next phase. I think we toyed around with that one enough, right? Learning all of our blind spots. Okay, so let's pick another face. Again, these faces are really cool because they're already really interesting. Vin, we look like he got a burger as a hat. Oh yeah, he do look like he got a burger as a hat, don't he? I guess because I didn't shadow this part in right here, because generally this part of the hat is darker, so it looks like it creates a cavern and then it goes into a round shape like that. I just didn't color it in yet, but that's really how it was supposed to go like that. All right. Thank you, Yin. Okay. Now let's go here to this face, okay? Look at these exaggerations again. So remember when you're drawing, remember I told you, look at the eyebrow. So remember, I'm going around the eyebrow, side of the eye, creating a space, coming back out, then going around. And then I'm going to the bottom, creating the chin, going back up into space, back in, back up, back around, back up, and back here. So once I get here, you can see that look where my eyebrows are. You see these little imperfections here in the face, and then I go up, and then I go around, then I come up, and then I go out, and then you can see all of his hair just kind of doing like this here, right? Because he has these wide spaces, right? Okay, and you can see this is all like a square type shape, and then over here you can see that the ears are like this. So you see how what we did here, we applied the same concept, right? Right? Of forming the face, because I drew here again from knowing versus seeing. I know what this is doing around the eye shape, but it doesn't seem like it when I'm looking at it. That doesn't seem right. But if you really look at it, it is right. You see that bulbiness around the side of his eye? I captured that. Okay, now watch when I draw my shapes. Now watch this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to draw two bridges. Okay, you ready? So this is what we're going to do. Watch. And I'm going to draw him just like his eye. I'm going to use his eyebrow as the top of it. So I might go like this. Look. One, right? Watch this. Two, watch this. And then I'm going to put the shape of his eye as the opening of the door. So let's just say the door is, let's say this is flat across. Let's do like this. And then let's do like this. Okay? And then this is the bottom. Now, watch this. When I get to the eye shape, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a door inside of the shape that does like this inside of the door. Okay, you see it? Now watch how I can fold the eye down. I can make this the bulb of the eye right here. And then I got my eye shapes here. Okay, you see how that looks like that, right? But it's just in a different way. Now he got this big old nose right here. So the thing is that he got this big space here. So this space is just a space going backwards and then down and over. And then after that, everything just kind of does this. Okay, right here. It's kind of going in front of that shape. And then over the top of the eye is just doing what the eyebrow does. Okay, whatever the eyebrow does, that's what this is doing. Now let's go ahead and go to our nose shape. So we know the rest of this is going to be nose shape. So he has a very short bridge in the nose. Okay, excuse me. Okay, sorry guys. Okay, so let's see here. Let's go to the nose shape here. So when we're thinking about the nose shape, again, you want to think in terms of what do I know about the nose? Well, I know the nose is a triangle. So when you think of the ways a triangle can be drawn, especially from the front, let's just picture it as a cube, like not a cube, but a pyramid. Okay, you see how I can see two sides of this pyramid here? If I can turn a pyramid upside down, right? And then I can draw the pyramid this way, right? Or, I can turn it sideways, right? And I can draw the pyramid this way, right? And I can see side one, side two here. So basically it's the same concept. We know that when the nose is facing forward, that what we've done is we've created a diamond type of a shape. That's what happens, like a kite sitting in the middle of your face. Okay? So if I already understand that, then what's stopping me from just drawing a kite? Look. You see the kite? Look at the nose, nostrils in the nose. It gets so much easier when you think of it as a basic shape, right? Now I know he has like a little heart shape right here, but you still can get that in just by drawing it within the kite shape. You get what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be something that's separate, from that. Then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to around the mouth, right? Let's go upwards here. And then if we look at this, we can go whatever shape we want first. Whatever shape you want to be on top, I would recommend you use that shape first. Okay? So what I would do here, just to be funny, right? Let's say here, when I go around the nose, right, I'm looking for that triangle again. So remember, the base of the triangle is here. The point of it is here. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to find my way down to the base, right? I'm trying to draw toward this finger, but I'm also wanting a line to go toward this finger. So when I move my hands back, what does it look like? You get what I'm saying? So I'm looking for the triangle, and these are the points. Point one is here, the other point's here, the other point's here. So how do you draw without using erasers? Well, you use your fingers as guide points. You know what I mean? How far do I want to go from here? You'll see me touch my paper quite a bit when I'm drawing because I'm always trying to figure out how things go. You get what I'm saying? How far I want this to be from here. Then once I draw that line, then you'll see I'm up here. Okay? Then I might go down here and I might be like, oh, I want this to be about like this here. You know what I'm saying? Or I want this to be here. I'm not just pointing for no reason. I'm creating dimensions with my fingers in this face. Get what I mean? Okay? So use your fingers, right, for not just giving out greetings during you're driving and somebody cuts you off. Okay, let me see here. So let's do the same thing here. Look, when we go over here, we can see, all right, what do we want? We want this to be about right here. So what am I doing? Just like that. Okay, then I go over here. Something like that, right? Whatever. And then you got your little piece on the outside. You can see where things are going. Let's go with our mustache shape. So let's just say I want my mustache to be about, let's say, about right here. Okay. So I want my mustache to be about right here. I want it to stop about right here. So watch what happens. You see where everything is, okay? Where's my lip want to go? I'm seeing how far down I want, and then I just draw around my finger and take my finger away. You know what I'm saying? Look, I just drew, took it away. All right, so now if you ever get into that scenario again, check it out. Watch this. You got your beard shape. Then you just do like this. There you go. Now you got your chin. That's the bottom lip right there. You see? That's all you got to know. So now you know where you want where to go, how to get there. You using your fingers as a map. Look here. You want an earlobe here? Watch this. Put your earlobe here and just do like this. Move your finger away. See? What? I could do like this. You know what I'm saying? I'm using this to tell me where everything goes at. So what looks like I'm not doing anything when I'm using my fingers, right, is not really what you think it is. I'm actually cheating with my hands. Okay, and on to the next thing. So, okay. Oh, really? You never thought about that? Oh, yeah, Mooley, you got to do it, man. You got to get your measurements in there, just like that. And then pretty much all you're doing is saying, okay, I want a neck shape. Look, I want a neck shape. Watch. I want a neck shape. Okay? I'm saying I want this shape. I want that shape. I want this shape. You know what I'm saying? It allows you to draw from point to point very easily. Okay, put some little dots down here. I think that this picture's already done. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna rotate around and we're gonna do some ladies' faces. Okay, so I picked these because you're not gonna be. I like to practice with these because you're not gonna be afraid to mess up these faces. Because I mean, no, that's mean. I'm not saying their faces are messed up. I'm gonna say they have strong character. You get what I'm saying? Okay. I've had problems trying to get proportions right, and now I'm definitely going to try that. Yeah, that's all you got to do with proportions. Use your fingers, and you wouldn't believe how many things actually, what the importance of your fingers are. This morning, I was actually at the gym, and I learned something that I was floored by. I'm always talking to guys. I'm into the mixed martial arts thing. I like that. I like to study about it because, and what really made me start studying it was learning how to draw bodies for caricatures. I wanted to see like how the body moves around. And so, but one of the things that I saw was I was asking him, like, what is when you, let's say you're in a situation and you're about to have y'all about to get it on, right? So you're two people sitting here. He says, when you look at the person, you never study the person's eyes, you never study one thing. You actually fix your gaze on one point, and then you allow things to come into the picture. Like, let me give you an example. I think a picture's worth 1,000 words. So, and this applies to drawing. Let's say this is a frame. This is the focus of what you're looking at. So let's just say this is the person here. I'm just going to draw this real quick. This is the person, right? And they're standing there looking at you, okay? Like they want to fight, right? Well, behind them, or just like over here somewhere, let's say there's a cup on a table, Hold on a sec, guys. Hold on. Okay. So what I'm doing, hold on, let me plug my phone in because it looks like it's running low on battery. Hold on, guys. All right, I think we're in there. Are we charging? Wait, let me see, guys. Let's make sure we're charging up here. Okay, no, not yet. Let me make sure. I think it's charging, right? Yeah. No. Oh no, that's not charging. It's the wrong one. Okay, it's this one here. Sorry, guys. Hold on. Okay, there we go. All right. Okay, so back to my point here. My point is cheating when the figure noted. Gotcha. Okay, so let's say behind you is a cup. So as the person, my focus is here. And then whatever comes into the picture, whether it be a fist over here or a hand over here, right? Or, a person, another person over here comes in, right? Or a person pops in over here, right? What I do is I deal with that situation as it comes into my focus point, which is here. So I'm not trying, by looking at the person too much, it's too much to defend. But if you look at this point, then you don't get intimidated by the person or how much you have to defend from them. You are reacting to the situations that come into your focus. Does that make sense? Am I saying this the right way? But does anybody do you get what I'm saying? Does anybody get what I'm saying? Can I get a like question mark or anything here? This way I can know. Let me see. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. So this is the same way that I approach drawing. If you are focused on the nose, stay on the nose. The shapes outside of it will be something that you draw almost using your peripheral vision. You're not even thinking about it. My whole time, this is what I'm looking at. And this will, if you practice it enough, it will automatically make you draw things in proportion because your what you call peripheral vision. That means vision you can see from the side. Your peripheral vision is actually more accurate at drawing than your direct vision is. If that makes sense to you. You know what I'm saying? You can see more about something when you're not looking directly at it than when you look right at it. Right? Like most guys, for all intents and purposes, they get intimidated by, let's just say, a woman because they might be like, let's say she's real pretty. They get intimidated because they're looking right at her, what she looks like, and all that, right? But without, if you can control your eyes, you can control anything else about your body. So maybe it might appear to her, I'm looking right at her face, but really I'm looking beyond her face and behind her. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe it might look like I'm looking at her face, but I'm looking at the chin. Or maybe I'm looking at your Adam's apple. Or, I mean, not Adam's apple. I just say that. That totally slipped out. She's not supposed to have Adam, but I'm just saying. Okay, I'm so done. All right, and so that's the end of the stream. Nah, I'm messing with you. All right, so that's what we're practicing as we do this here. So let's go with a wait, cancel. Let's go with another. Uh, let's go with another faces. So let's find some. Let's see some female faces here. We got older faces. Interesting faces, have faces. All right, we tried to draw hers, and let's see if we can get. I don't know. Let's try this one. She has okay. Hey, good night, Yin. Right on. Hopefully you'll come back again. Thank you so much for coming out today. Super awesome of you, man. I'm trying to get this one to blow up. Will it blow up? No. Okay, hold up. It wouldn't blow up. So let's just try another one here. But let's try this one. There we go. All right. So we're gonna try this face here again. Are you ready? Oh yeah, yeah. Because sometimes you'll get caught up. Yeah, and you understand, DJ Enigmatic, why I said what I said, because it's easier when I draw these guys with these all these what seemingly imperfect features. It makes it less intimidating to understand the concepts. But now that you understand that, the thing is with women, the concept is to draw as less lines as possible. Okay. Um, in other words, just implement everything you already know about women, right? When you're a man, the worst thing you can do is talk too much. Right? Stop talking so much. You know what I mean? Listen and learn, and you will live, right? So, in the drawing, don't draw too many lines because lines are how we talk. You get what I'm saying? Lines, with an artist, it talks with lines, a person talks with their mouth. So as the artist, when I'm looking here, I'm saying, okay, I'm gonna use the same concept I did with these eyes. Remember the two shapes that I told you to pay attention to in the last ones? Okay. Now look at her shapes. They're very big. She has a lot of them. So if I'm drawing her, right, I could literally do this right here. Watch. I could do a shape like this. This is a claw shape. Watch. This is one shape, two shapes. Right? Now watch this. This shape is between her nose already. So when I draw her eyes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my shape inside of the dead space. You see? And then watch my eyebrows. They're way up here. They're at the end of the shape. You understand what I'm saying? Right? We can make them smaller. We can go like this. We can just go like this. Watch. One, two. Watch. And then I can just do like this. See? Now look. You see? These are easy to draw once you have that situation on the outside. So just remember, big or small. If you could have a big dead space and a small dead space. And then you put your window right here. You see? Now look at her eyebrows here and here. And her eyes here. Change the angle of the eye by adding eyelashes to it like this. You do the same thing that they already. Now, what else do we know about ladies, right? Are you ready? So, number one is don't, you're drawing we females, don't talk too much. Remember, artists talk with pens. Artists talk with markers, tools, pencils, stuff like that. Don't talk too much. The second thing is this. What else do we know? We know a good digital pad to draw. Actually, this one is super awesome. This is the the Samsung Galaxy S7. Okay, this is the pad that I have. It's really awesome. It comes with a stylus pen, right? And it has an app on here called Sketchbook, which, you know what, I could, real quick, let me go to it for you. Let's just go to, let me see if I can find it here. Is Sketchbook, where are you, Sketchbook? Do I still have Sketchbook on here? Wait, it's supposed to say S-K-E-T, Sketchbook, there we go. Okay, so this is Sketchbook, okay? And Sketchbook, it's just like, um, it's really cool. You could go in here, you got layers, everything you need. right? And you can draw some stuff on here. You can practice with your lines, right? It's total weight controlled, right? Your lines. You can draw all kind of cool stuff on these, right? Okay, so this is a really good pen, and it has all kinds of different markers. It even has this cool function where, let's just say, you want to trace something, right? Let's just go to another layer here. I can enable this layer here. This is called steady stroke, and what it does is allows my pen to be slightly in front of my line. So if I'm drawing a line that's like this, wait, close, wait, I was supposed to do this. Didn't you see how my pen is pulling the line? If you look back, look at my line and look at my pen. It's pulling. The line is behind me, always like an inch behind my pencil. You get what I'm saying? Something like that. So this is a really good one. Okay, so check it out. Anyway, um, let's get back into it. I don't want to stay too much time there on that. Let's go here. Okay. All right. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to look at this face right here. Now with female faces, okay, what I would do is with as with these faces, you let me show you this. Remember on these faces when we went around the eye shape, and you'll see here that I made it really kind of blocky around here. Well, you wouldn't do that with a girl. What you would do is you would go straight in and then you would V out and then V back in. So what that means is this. All right. Let's say I wanna let's just put her eye. Let's do like this. This is the top of the eye, the shape, and then this is the bottom of the shape, and this is the eyes. So I can see that shape without having to draw it all the way out on my paper. This is the top, this is the bottom. It's a doorway. And then the thing that I told you, the second thing that we know about ladies is that what they do is they change the way their eye looks, okay, by putting makeup at the ends of their eyes. So somebody that therefore has eyes like this, right, normally, can add a line like this to their eye, okay, to their makeup, and you can see that they can add something like this, and then they change their eyes to something that looks sadder. You get what I'm saying? You can have an eye shape like this, and then like hers, you can add the line here so that it causes it to look more cat looking. So all intents and purposes, when you draw ladies, that's all you have to understand. You don't have to turn the eye shape, you just do it. You see? Whatever eye shape you want, you can create simply by adding makeup. Generally, with guys, when you see them with a different type of line, and now the same thing is prevalent, right? Okay, with guys, you can draw the shape at a different angle, right? If you want, you have to do it that way to create the angles, but it's still inside of a shape. So this is the whole shape, but the door to the shape is going to be sideways. Think about Deadpool. So that's what you would be drawing if you drew a guy that has sideways eyes, or slanted down eyes. You think about Deadpool. You see how his eyes just go down like this, so it looks very sad, right? So it's the same thing there. Okay, so real quick, guys, let me give you guys a little information. If you want to take a class with me, you can take classes at browserworld.com/classes. Thank you so much, guys, for coming out today. If you want to take a class, learn about caricature, you can take a class here with me. I do customize each class based off of the individual student because you look at the world differently than I do, and so it's important that I find out things the way that you see the world so that we can incorporate things like what you like to look at, what kind of shows you watch, what kind of shapes you look at, what kind of things you're always saying or doing. All these things are going to complement your caricatures once you use those things not as just like space to fill up your head with, but you start using it to actually form other pieces of your life. The other thing is, if you guys want to join Patreon, we do appreciate you. We do need all the fan support we can get, because at the end of the day, the only reason that we can do this is because you guys donate. So thank you so much for donating to our stream. You can do sign up for our $5 tier. We have three different tiers, but just whichever one's good for you, and we can go from there. All right. Then finally, we have tips. Tips are awesome, guys. If you wish to tip today, you can tip at $ Rouser World, right, at Cash App, right. So thank you so much for tips, guys. I super appreciate it, man. Okay. All right. So let's see here. Let's go to. I guess we were going to draw this whole picture, right? So let's go ahead and draw it. Okay. So again, here we go. If I'm starting from the outside of the face, I want to go around the eye with a triangle. And then from there, I'm going to go out and into the jawline, to the bottom of the jawline. Then I'm going to go out and up to meet where my triangle is over here. Okay. Then here you'll see this is all a round space, but this is very, squared and round, almost like a squircle round, like a it's a wide shape, kind of like. So when I draw this, I want to go up, over, and I want to go out and all the way around like this. You know what I'm saying? Because her ear shape is just about here. So once I get that, this is where her hair is folding over her head, and then it's coming down and it's going out. You see? Here goes her neck shape here. 1 and 2. Then we'll come around, okay, to this side of the head here. And what we're drawing here, what I would do is I would think of a moon shape, maybe. So if I did a moon here, like a half-shaped moon, now I have the part that's in her hair. So when I go from there, I'll just kind of draw my hair down from here and go out, because she has very full hair shape, right? Okay. Then I'll just go over the top here, go up to where my point is, which is just below this point or above it. Then I'll come down, and then I just want to go out because her hair is very full. I'm not going to be able to get all that in there, but we'll try best. Now we're going to go ahead and just add this one little line here, here, and here. Okay, we're going to draw a little shape. And then watch how everything just kind of comes together based off of what we learned today about shapes. Okay, so we know that this line right here, okay, generally represents like right where the eye is going to be at. Okay, so whichever way makes you feel better, what we can do is do this line here and come down and this be the bottom, and then we can do this line here, right? And then this one is the bottom, right? So if that's the bottom, then we can come here and we can create the same two eye shapes inside of that, right? Okay, and then we just do like this and like this. Okay, and then we add the top, and then we change the angle by adding a little peak on the end of the eyebrow without having to actually draw the angle like that. Okay, because it's just about getting something that looks like what you're trying to draw. Okay, she has those skinny eyebrows. Okay, and let me see, then we'll go to her nose shape. So her nose shape to me is, it's I'll do like a small diamond. Okay, this part's already in between the eye shape, and then here we'll just have our lip shape. So in order for us to think, how do we want to think about these lips right here? Well, we want something that's full. So when we think full, we have to think round. So what you want to do with this shape, I'll go ahead and draw the line that's the most dominant line, and that's the middle line between here. And then from here, then I'll go with shapes that look round, like, so I might not use that much peaks, too many peaks, and I want smooth transitional lines for the lips. You know what I'm saying? I could have made her forehead a little bit bigger or whatever, but that's just, neither here nor there. And then pretty much that's how you draw that picture. Okay, just like so. Okay, so remember definite shapes first. All right, how long have I been streaming? An hour and 18 minutes. Okay, so I think I got time for maybe one or two more drawings, and then we're gonna get out of here. Okay. Okay. Remember, guys, this is teaching purposes only, man. Yeah. All right. Let me see here. All right. Let me see here. Let me see here. Hold on, guys. I'm looking for. What am I looking for here? Excuse me. Boom. Mm-mm. All right. Let's see who we're gonna get next. We'll look at. Okay, so we were drawing females. So let's look here. I guess hers looks cool. She has a three-quarter face. Oh, here's her face right here. I can't see the top of her head though, so that sucks. Okay, here we go, like that. All right, so let's see if I can try this one. She has a very thin space, big eyes though, so I'd want something like this here. Overall shapes. Okay, remember the shapes. This is just a door. You see? Look at your overall shapes. That's how you got to practice. Okay. You see? Okay. And shape here is going to be oh, okay. I see what I'm doing. Okay. 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 Just like so. Okay, again, just keep it simple. Okay? All right, let's see here now. We'll go to our chin shape here. So for the chin shape, we got like a small teacup here. That nose fits right into that teacup. Okay, and then I'm gonna go out, in, out, down. Okay, then I'm gonna go and around. See? Then I'm gonna go here. Okay. Then a round shape, and then a curvy shape, and then we want something that's round here. Okay. Then we'll add our next shape here. I like to bend the side of my neck a little bit, but either way, and then we'll just do our hair shape. So we'll just use round. We're gonna use a lot of round-ended shapes. This is a better way to, again, to learn. If you make everything kind of round at the end, so it makes you purposely think like a cartoon. Even though I did these like that, they're not super pointy at the end. So you don't have to draw real pointy shapes. Okay, now come over here, and we'll just want to make sure everything is round. Okay, this gives you an idea again of what you're supposed to be drawing, and it keeps us a whimsical nature to your cartoons. Okay, and you can see here by following the rule with the woman, you don't want to use that blockiness here. You want more of a triangle. We're able to get a really good picture. So again, for the first quarter of the eyebrows, I might go up and down. For the next quarter, I'll go side to side. And then for the last ones, I'll go diagonal. So that gives my eyebrows a little bit of character, right? Okay. Hey, thank you, DJ Nick Mac. I appreciate you tipping today, man. Thank you. Oh, my first tip of the day, man. Thank you. All right, man. I appreciate that. That $5 was super awesome. I'm gonna buy a cup of coffee with it. Nah, I'm messing with you. I'm actually gonna put it toward. I'm trying to get some Karachi mark crayons. They're like these color that caricatures use, so they're pretty darn expensive. So I'm trying to buy a pack of them. So that's really what I'm trying to do today. So I gotta help me get those markers, man. I need them so I can use them on the live stream and show you how awesome they are. I need them, right? But man, I like the way they color. I actually was following another caricature artist. Her name was Ninja Sketch, and I saw that she used these particular markers, and I was like, And so I'm gonna try them out because I like the way the colors come out on her drawings. I like, she has a little bit more of an extreme style to me. If you've never seen her draw before, you got to check her out, right? I mean, she's on it, man. She's on some straight hurt your feelings. If you don't like it, don't do it. Right? Okay. All right. So you see that, guys? Isn't that cool? All right. You see look how easy that is. All right. Not with a bunch of simple lines, and then we can add some shadows or whatever we want. Right. Let's see here. I got a party this week too, man. I got a couple Christmas parties this week. Yeah, pretty cool. Okay, so there you go. So let me see here. Let me read that comment right there. Ninja's Italian New York. Ninja's guest does not hold any punches. She's good though. Yeah, she ain't gonna hold no punches back. Yeah, she be jacking folks up. I'd be like, I don't even know how to. I mean, I guess I could do it, but I just don't know how to see people like that. I don't know. Not like I'm talking about her. And I don't know like what's going on in your cranium. At this time, right? Like, she'll take somebody like, I don't know, like, let me try one of those. Let's look at her face. Let's see. Let's try this face here. I think this might be my last one. All right, let's see what we can do with this. Same concept. All right. So what I'm going to do here, in, out, down, under, cup, up, out. uh, down, down, okay, down, here, down, here. A lot of dead space. Up, up, eyes over here, round shapes, right? Let's go round shapes, right? She has a very like what's the word? But now with this shape right here, it's kind of a like a pushed in like a almost like square, but no, not square, but like a flattened diamond, like a with round, very round sides. Okay, and then like this. So we just put the nose ring, and then we're gonna go with a flattened shape here. Okay. See? She has nice dark colored eyes. Just color them in like this. Okay. Oh, you got a holiday party, 5 hours, and they pay for her to do that. LOL. Yeah, I know it. Let's do one. All right, we're gonna do one next. We're gonna do a ridiculous one next. I ain't got no. I got. I'm kind of open today. I'm flexible, right? All right. Let me see here. So then we're gonna go like this. I would do this here. Man, I'm not telling you. My son is. He is. Man, I'm telling you, man. This dude been crying for the last 2 days. Know what's wrong with him, man? Why is he crying so much today? What's going on with him? You see, by doing everything in shapes, man, you're really making your life a lot easier. If you think of an overall shape first, and then try the overall shape before you start trying to draw these fancy lines, that's when you're gonna. That's when you're. You know, you can. Even if you just do if you have a really ridiculous style of drawing, it doesn't matter. It just makes everything flow so much different when you just like flow with the lines and try to just create something that looks like that. Like watch here, and then we got a little. If we want some curls, right? You see what I'm saying? See how I don't have to. Right? I don't have to do much. See? Just teaches you how to draw caricatures. Caricatures is about flowy shapes. See these flowy shapes that are not very. They're very not too they keep my drawing whimsical. You get what I'm saying? Keeps it whimsical. Okay. All right. So let's see if we can get one that's ridiculous. Now let's find a ridiculous face. Right. Do you think we should do a celebrity ridiculous face, or who should we do? Anybody got an idea of whose face that we can try to do a ninja sketch on? Right, a wall. That's why she called herself ninja sketch. She be going around dressed up in a black suit, chopping people, chopping people with that marker. Hiya, right? Uh, I've seen a lot of pictures of her. Every time I look at her, I think of the lady from that this video game I used to play. Remember Chun Li? that video game, and Ryu and all them, but she would kick her leg real fast. That's what she looked like to me for some reason. Hmm. Doo 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 doo. Oh, we're gonna do myself. Dang. All right. You so right, man. Golly. All right. Well, they can't see me, so how can I do this? I need a picture of myself. Let me see, because I had to put the picture here, even though I know what I look like, but I'm streaming on TikTok as well, so I'm sure they'll be interested to see how this comes out. And then this is going to be the last one that I do. I'm gonna do my word of the day next. Okay. Let's go. I got some pictures of myself, I think, in my gallery here. Let's see what I got in my gallery here. Okay. What about? Let me see. I got to get a nice good. Let me see here. All right, this is one of me with my headphones on. I was trying to take a picture of it. That looked like me with my headphones on. Let's see what I can do here. So I'm looking. I'm gonna try to make something imperfect out of perfection, and it is what it is, right? I'm gonna do a cartoon of myself, man, real quick. Hold on. What would I do in this picture right here? What would I want to do here? All right, I'm just gonna go for it. I don't know. What if I just go with what would I do first? Let me see. Oh, okay. Just got a new subscriber. Okay, let's do this here. Man, I got a big nose right there, man. So that's how I'm not gonna do super big nose. I'm gonna do something like I don't know. I'm just doing something. I don't know. I don't know what it's gonna go. Let's see. This is this is this is what I call ninja sketch style. She does something like this right here. this is this is her style. I was watching it last night. I was like, let me try it. Let me see. Oh. And then what I can do here, I'm gonna put a little. I'm gonna have my beard kind of holding my. I don't know. Okay. All right. Let me see here. So now I'm gonna do. Let's see. Let me see. What about these glasses? How I'm gonna do this? I don't know. Let's see. Okay. You drawing me too? Oh man, David, my book's coming out. Oh man, we're almost at the end, man. I'm at the video part of it. It is so trying. And then I'm trying not to let AI do everything for me, right? So I want to still feel like I'm doing something, right? So I put like a period on the end of one of my sentences, right? Yeah. All right, so here we go, guys. I'm making up a cartoon of myself, ninja sketch style. Ninja sketch style, baby. Oh, wow. I don't even know why I did that. This was supposed to be down here. Oh, I tripped out. Okay. What did I do there? Oh my gosh, that don't look right. Let me see here. Now we got to get these headphones on here. I am so learning how to do these round shape movements. I think that's something that too. A lot of artists be sleeping on these characters. They be sleeping on. You got to use these. You got to do these. You got to work with these outside like rounded like continuously flowed shapes, right? Okay. So here I'm just going to draw this little shape that goes around the head here. I don't know. Okay. And don't forget, guys, tips are appreciated, man. I'm trying to get these Karachi markers, Karancche markers or colors. I need those in my life, and you guys can help me. You know, y'all can help. Yeah, I know, man. Boy, listen here. Everything gets derailed. You know how many things have gotten derailed because of my little kids? These little kids. I should have wrote my book before I had kids. That would have been. Yeah. All right, hold on. So we got some little. Let me see here. Okay. And then I got this here. And then that's my pencil right there. And then what my body gonna look like over here? I guess I could draw a little body over here. Um, with I don't know, maybe maybe I'll just draw my like my little. I'll get some little hooks. My hooks. I don't even know what I'm doing, guys. Don't even play like this. I don't even know what's going on here. I'm just trying to draw myself ninja set style. I don't know if this is her her style or not. I probably made some people. I could be on volume 4. You know, you sure right. You see, you see. I don't know. Let me see. Okay, look, I got some. I don't know. Let me see here. I don't even know. Let's see. And maybe maybe up here I dropped out of an airplane. Maybe I don't know. And I got to and I'm going. I'm dropping in on you guys. Right. So this is my. If I can't make fun of myself, who can I make fun of? Right. Okay. I need to see your picture too, guys. If you did a picture of me and it's jacked up, I ain't tripping. Just let me know whenever you sent it so I can find out. Boy, listen here. I got some little hair going here. It's my hair wrapping around my pencil. It's my pencil, top and back. And we'll just color this piece in over here. And make a funny picture of myself. Why not? And then you just kind of color it in. Okay. Cool. Oh, I guess that's fine. Turkey. Yeah, that's fine. Hmm? Yeah. Potato salad. Yeah. Okay. Looking to do this along with traditional portraits I already do. How hard is that transition? Well, Kobe, the the transition is it's not very difficult. Uh, it wasn't that difficult for me, but then again, everybody's different. But one of the things that I'm trying and that's really what we're doing this the stream with today, is we're exploring like all the different aspects of how it's easier. One is to use circle-driven lines versus angle-driven lines. That's going to help you from doing like a lot of caricatures that look like they look too serious, like a portrait. A portrait tends to have very subtle changes in direction of lines, and have to take what you know as a portrait artist. Because I started out as a portrait artist, and then you want to take those, and then you want to learn what the subtle changes happen, so that you can implement those into your picture. Like right now, I'm just toying around with what I could do with my own face, right? So this way nobody else can get mad at me. All right, you see? And then here we got this my little face right here. But I teach classes online. So if you want a class, I can teach you how to draw a caricature. That's what I do professionally. I'm a teacher, and then I do events and parties and stuff as well. So here you can just take a picture of that, and then everything you need to know. If you want to take a class with me, you can go to rouserworld.com/classes. I'll take care of you. Okay. We also have our Patreon page. Okay. Generally, I think we have a class bundle right now, so you can do 3 classes for 105. Okay. And each class is about 45 minutes long, and then you can pick which days you want. for those classes. Okay, so you basically there's a calendar. Once you get to the website, you'll see a calendar, and if the date's not available that or a time, then you'll message me and just say, hey man, that time wasn't available. Then I'll set up a special session just for you. Okay, so right now we're doing the 3 class bundle for 105. Okay, did you get all that, Kobe? Hope you got that. Okay, all right. Mr. Potato Head. I know I look like Mr. Potato Head, don't I? But I mean, in real life, I guess I kind of do look like a potato head. I've always seen myself as a potato-ish kind of a guy, right? Here goes my airplane, and this is me like falling out of the sky, right? Okay, and then down here you can see, look, down here you can see all the little buildings, right? You can make kind of big building, not too small. You can see people like things down here, right? So I'm curious to see what y'all came up with. Somebody else drew a picture of me, so and I remember, don't draw the. I need you to draw a picture. Let's see if I can find it. So you said you sent it on. You sent it on Instagram. Wait. I'm trying to find it here. All right, where did you send it? Did you send it on Did you send it on Instagram, or where did you send it? Or was it Facebook? Where is it? Okay, that's not it. Let me try Facebook. Maybe it's Facebook. Benjamin. Okay, so these are two of the pictures that was sent. That one was really tight. I like that. I see where you got that from. The resemblance is strikingly awesome. Yes. So this is submitted by DJ Enigmatic. Thank you so much for drawing along with the rouser today. All right, so that's picture number 1 and done. And then we got the one he did of me. Ah, okay. So now I like your version of me a lot better than the version I drew of myself. Like I was just going straight ninja sketch on mine, but okay, cool, man. That's awesome, man. I like it. Okay, and then I like the chin shape right there. This is a big chin shape. I used to have a chin like this when I was more when my weight was a little bit. I was a little heavier back in the day, right? But you can see there's so many different ways to be able to draw a picture of somebody, man. Oh, okay. No, I already found you, big guy. I found you. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I think guys, let me see. It's 152. I think that's all I got for you guys for today. Unless you guys got something else you want me to draw for you, or you want me to go over, I think that we can go ahead and start wrapping this thing up. We're going to go ahead and start doing our word of the day. Okay, and then let me see. From there, we'll get out of here. Let me see. Oh, this is where I was. Okay. All right. And I said I was going to. Oh, let me see. What can I do with this guy? He looks funny. Let's see. All right. All right. So this guy, excuse me. Got little people in there. Look, you got people. There. You see that? Well, I just you got some people in there. I don't know. Let me see. Uh, what is this shape here, man? What can I do for that shape? I think I could just. Do I want to make that big? I'll make it. I'll make it. Okay, let's see. Hmm. What am I doing here? I don't even. Let's see. Okay. And today, guys, again, we're discovering we're discovering we're discovering how to let loose and just draw the picture, man. We're doing some discovery channel type stuff. Look at that triangle right there. But you know, what we could turn them into, right? look, look, look. These are his shoulders, right? Look, and so this is his neck, and then right here we're gonna have some this right here, and we got a lot of dirt and hills back here, right? This is just a dirt ground and some trees and stuff on the ground, right? This is we got the shoulders coming in here. Okay, and then on the ground right here, we got all these people, and they're pulling like little strings. You got little strings here, and they're trying to, they're trying, they're holding him down. You know what inspired this to me? What inspired this was Friday night at the museum, right? Y'all remember that movie where there was like this guy. He had to stay the night at the movie theater, and he was everything in the movie theater came alive at night. So this is what's happening here. These guys are, and this is the background, right? Here goes some clouds out here. You can see some little birds, right? He's just like in the ground, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is super awesome right there. I like that one. Okay, then we'll just color around these guys so y'all can see the people, the people inside, man. Yeah, I'm finally getting comfortable with being able to do this kind of stuff because when I first started, I was so like I do glamour shots sometimes, and then sometimes I won't do. You know what I mean? Sometimes I don't want to do glamour shots. Sometimes I want to do something a little far out. You know what I mean? But I learned so much today. I ain't gonna lie, I learned a lot. Right? And so I'm gonna take what I learned today, and hopefully I get to practice it at the party. It's gonna be awesome. Gonna have some Christmas party caricatures, right? Right. Okay. And there you go, guys. You see this quick. This is quick, right? And then up here, this will be me up here, right? Remember my nose was big. It was a wide nose with a little mustache. This is me. Oh, yeah. I'm up here. These are my little hands trying to grab hold to this guy, and then I need my foot up here because I'm trying to get up here. I've almost climbed this. Yeah, I've almost climbed the the proverbial mountain to get up here. Right here goes my. Right. Hey, let me see here. Let me go ahead and put a little pencil here, maybe. It's my pencil and my crayon, right? And there you go. So that's the theme of this picture. You drew this one too? These are more fun than glamour. Oh, you like these ones? Yeah. Okay. Cool. Cool. I ain't tripping because look, I'm one thing I'm not mad about. I'm finally learning this, and if you've been with me long enough at Time New York to know that a lot of times I try to play it safe. So because some people get offended, when you do this to their, when you do some stuff to their face, right? So you be tripping. You know what I mean? Okay. So, yeah, I definitely start incorporating more of these into my caricatures, um, because it's super awesome. I want to see what you came up with. You said you did this one too. Let me see what you came up with. I'm just having fun now. I appreciate you, DJ Enigmatic. I appreciate you sticking out, man, and hanging out. Wait, let me see here. You went on Facebook, right? No, wait, Facebook. Oh yeah, here it is. Ah, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yep. There it is. Look at him. Now you know why you make this man into a juggernaut, man. You know that man don't look like juggernaut. Now that's funny right there. I like that one. That's pretty funny. Super funny, man. Yeah, super awesome. Okay, man, we got to do one more. Come on, y'all want to do one more? I said I was gonna be finished, but I'm gonna do one more. No, I'm not gonna do no more. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Okay. You guys like we had enough, Rouser. This is it. And these are our guys. Just duck when you give him the picture, right? Yeah. Sometimes, yeah. I usually only do it to somebody that really has that kind of they really have that kind of personality. You know, you got to watch out for that. Can it be done? Yes, it can. Here we go. Let me see what I can do with this one. Let me see. This is this is pretty iconic, right? I don't know what I would do with this guy. Let me see. Let me see. I got to find something funny about this. Hmm. Hmm. I'm just using my imagination. I don't know what's going on. Give me, wait, I don't know. Let me see what could be over here. We got some. Okay, hold on. Let's put a person over here. I don't know. We could put. We could. I don't know. Some guy down there. Let me see. Uh. Mm-hmm. Let me see. Mm-hmm. Okay, let me see here. Let me see. What can I put? Oh, you know what? Um, what I could do here. Let's see. What does he do? How did this happen? I have to connect this water. Oh. Um, let me see. Mm-hmm. Let me see. Uh, let me see. How did this happen? Oh, you know what? Uh, let me see. Oh, you know what we could do? I don't know if I can even pull this off. Let me see. What if I do this? What if I put like a little? No, that don't work. Let me see. Uh, anybody got an idea? What can we do here? uh, hmm. Sometimes it's good to come up with your idea first. Like look around on the internet, see what you can find. Right. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing here. I just tried to do something and to come up with something funny. Oh, you doing onions? Oh yeah, you could. Oh, onions would be a good one. Onions. Why was he crying? Right. Oh, you know what? We could do. Let me see if we can find. Let's see if we can find. Hold on a second. real quick. Let me go here. Hmm. I'm gonna make a small king over here. Mm-hmm. I don't know. There's a LeBron down there. Maybe I can just oh, you know what? I'll just do this here. I don't know. I don't know what I did right there. Okay. All right. And then yes. That looks just like LeBron. Pretty good LeBron right there. In his own little cartoon way, right? So anyway, guys, yeah, like I said, I am done. I am one and done for the Dizzy, for Sizzy. All right. And I'm gonna look at your picture real quick, and then we'll we'll we'll, we'll get down to it. I'll just share a quick word of the day with you. I'm just gonna read one off today because I need to go uh, eat lunch and stuff. So I don't know. So there goes my LeBron is in the water with this guy. LeBron's little beard here, right? See LeBron down there, man. Okay. All right. Oh, you already done. Okay. And then let's go back to Michael Jordan. I don't know what the central. I don't have a centralized theme for this. I will call it uh, the crying over the king while dropping a basketball on his head. Okay. All right, guys. So real quick, I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go to my. We're gonna do this here. We're gonna just kind of change up the music a bit, And then we're going to go ahead and read our word of the day off, guys. I want to thank y'all for coming out to the stream today. Super awesome to have you. I know I went a little bit over my time with you, but I was just trying to. All right, so what we're going to do is let me just go to my word here. Okay. Today our word of the day is going to be very simple, pretty straightforward, and I'm going to do it very shortly so you guys can uh, be get on with the rest of your day. If you have your Bible handy, you can go to Psalms 91. Psalms 91. If you guys are not familiar with where Psalms is, that would be the New Testament, Old Testament, Old Testament 91. Okay, and it says 91:1. He who dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. He who dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. Today we're talking about expecting the impossible. Expecting the impossible. Okay, so my quick read. Expect troubles. They are just a part of living in this world. Just like in art, when you go through a drawing, you have to expect trouble and then be able to overcome that situation. Stop trying to figure out a way to avoid every problem. An easy life is not the answer. An easy life tricks you into forgetting that you need God. Everyone needs God. When you come to God for help, when you depend on Him, He gives us more power to live above our problems. So I think that's pretty deep there because it's saying that I should welcome challenges because without a challenge, I can't grow. I'm always going to stay where I'm at. Nothing, when you go forward in life, no matter what you go forward in, I don't care what it is you're doing, you're going to meet this learning curve that happens. And then that learning curve, I can see where it causes me to sometimes step out of my comfort zone. And then, so once you step out the comfort zone, you're going to get that growth. And a lot of the times in that growth process, things can seem overwhelming. And so what it's saying here is that we can't self-help our way into or pep talk our way into. There's actually a power when we connect to the Spirit of God that gives us clarity to be able to see things in a different light. Much like we were doing today, we drew a lot of caricatures. We went from one extreme where we were drawing like glamorous shots all the way to where we did another extreme where I was like, okay, I want to be able to see this in a different way. And though that presented a challenge to me, I had to get to this point in my mind where I said, you know what? It's not really like whether you guys, and not in a negative way, but I can't focus on what you like and what you expect for me to draw and what looks cool to you because that is a moving target, and not to mention it's really overwhelming to think about that. So I had to, at that point, find peace and joy uh, in my circumstances of what I'm doing, and look for what I'm supposed to be being taught in that situation. What am I supposed to get from this? Instead of focusing all our energy on things that really don't matter, focusing energy on things that do matter. It says, but don't just expect troubles. Don't just expect troubles. Also expect the impossible too. So though there will be problems, right? Don't just expect for things to go wrong, but expect the other part of this. And the other part is that you can also be about to receive a blessing and you don't know it. Like, you get what I mean? Like, God doesn't have to, it doesn't necessarily have to be something bad. It can be something good that's about to happen in your life. And so you should expect good things too, not just go around always expecting bad things. Okay? So don't just expect troubles, expect the impossible too. There will be times when you have no idea what to do, when you can't possibly handle the situation you're facing. Don't try to run away from this situation. It's actually the best time to find me in all of my power and glory. So when you get to a situation, basically, put it in layman terms, and somebody and you make it out of that situation alive, but you know that you shouldn't have, or the odds were greatly against you that you were going to have success in this thing, then that is when you develop your faith in God. You develop your faith when you're in a situation where you can't do anything about it, and then you see God work in that situation. When you see armies of problems marching towards you, cry out to God. In other words, that's when you pray. That's when you ask Him for the guidance. Then it says, let me fight for you. The Lord has a way, He's shown me over the years of letting you see things clearly. Or it says this morning, I was reading, it says that the troubles that I face in this life are not anything that's specific to me. We all go through the same exact problems over and over. It says these are not things that are not common to every person. So you might think you're in a situation where no one's ever seen it before. I doubt it. Somebody's seen your situation before. It's either sickness, it's happiness, health, breakups, makeups, all of the stuff. We just do the same thing of. And but either way, it's telling us to, when we're in those situations, that He'll always give us a way out. He'll never place more on us than we can bear. If we're going through something, if we sit and we look, we can always see the exit. But when we try to do it on our own, a lot of times we overlook the obvious or the subtle things, right? That once again we have to make bigger in our mind so that we can see that door. So basically, the door here might be small in real life, and you're drawing a portrait. But in caricatures are taught to make big doors out of small, subtle situations. You get what I'm saying? So same thing in life. You got a subtle or a situation in your life that that's troubling you and bothering you. You can't see your way through. You don't see the option that you can take to be successful. And by calling on God, we are allowing Him to clear our minds, clear our thoughts, and allow us to see what is subtle, and then almost make it bigger like this, so that we can open that problem up and we can really see what it is we're dealing with, and make it easier to overcome. In finishing, it says, let me fight for you and watch me work for you as you rest in the shadow of my almighty presence. Okay, so that's our word of the day. Basically, it is expect God to do the impossible. Don't get defeated by a situation, but rather look at it and say, you know what? I don't believe there's anything that God can't handle. So I'm going to believe in this situation. Yes, things can go this way, things can go that way, but we are never, ever, ever to take the side of the negative, to keep looking at the glass half full, half empty. You get what I'm saying? We're never to take that perspective. We're always to take the positive perspective, because God is a good God, and whatever He makes, when you ask Him and you ask Him with the right heart, right, He can make things that seem impossible to us happen in our real lives. Okay? And that is the power that we must draw upon as artists, to be able to be doing something in our drawing. We're drawing, but you know what? Expect that the impossible. Expect that you can be better, or that you are getting better, and that you're going to get better beyond what you can even imagine or think. Okay? So I'm not going to keep you long. I've already been here long, so I just want to do a quick word of the day with you. I'm going to take a quick look at this picture that you sent, enigmatic, and then I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I think you said you sent it. Ah, okay. He got him with an onion in his hand. Okay, that's funny. You see there? Now that's what I'm talking about. Caricature is about saying something about a person. So we're saying something now, and this is really where I'm starting to go to now, because before I didn't go to other place because I was thinking about offense to the person. But then it occurred to me that the offense happens inside of me. If I draw it with the wrong heart, then somebody else will be offense. So I can say something about somebody, right, or say something about a person, and I can do it with the right heart, and they'll receive it with the right heart. So it's really about me and not really so much the drawing. Interesting. Anyway, expect the impossible, guys. Now, what I'm going to do next is I'm just going to go ahead and give you guys the information again for our classes. So you can do classes at rivesoftheworld.com/classes. I'm looking forward to meeting you, taking a class, take a class with me today. I also have my Patreon page. If you guys have not seen our Patreon page, go by and check it out. If you've been rocking with me for a minute, go ahead on and sign up for a tier. It's only $5 a month. You get behind the scenes videos. You get some. I got some special classes and special caricature videos that I did there, just for you guys to say thank you for supporting us. It takes time, energy, effort, and a lot of that stuff to keep these lessons going. I've been doing this for, I don't know, at least 15 years for many of you guys that are here today. So I just want to go ahead and put that out there for you. Thank you so much for sewing back into where you're being fed at. And then finally, guys, we have tips are available, or tips are awesome. I do appreciate those tips from you guys. Again, this is just what I do to give back what God has given me. And so I just wanted to again say thank you in advance if the Lord has touched your heart in that way today. So let's go ahead, guys, and we're going to get out of here. Y'all have a blessed and awesome day, and I'll see you guys in the next live stream. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and hit this boop. Yeah. All right, guys, and